Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another sit down video where we just chit chat and I drop opinions and advice that I think would be helpful to somebody out there. And today being one of my low days, I don't know how this is going to pan out, but I'm going to still try to be as lively as I can. Yes, because I promised you guys updates about my life. So yes, even in my lowest days, you're going to be seeing me here. In my highest days, you're going to be seeing me here as well. I wrote down a topic for today that we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be telling you guys a story, a personal story that happened to me during my pregnancy with my child. For the first trimester of my pregnancy, I was bedridden. I practically went through every symptoms of pregnancy. If you ask me, I didn't get a break. I couldn't function well. I barely took care of myself. I barely had my bath because I'm always in bed. Towards the end of the second month, I started understanding my body. All I had to do to avoid throwing up was eating before 5 a.m. I have to eat something. To be something bland or something with enough pepper. I just had to eat something before I started feeling hunger. I got the trick. So before 5 a.m. in the morning, I usually just have like snacks around me in the bed. So the moment my brain just kicks up and wakes up, I'm snacking on biscuits, crackers actually, snacking on crackers, bread, or what I liked that time was wheat bread. Yeah, because it was kind of tasteless. So I had to snack on these things to keep me from throwing up on that day. But there are some mornings, these were not the things that I wanted. I wanted something else. I wanted something. I'll be craving ufako, I'll be craving native rice, oil rice. Then sometimes I'll be craving fried rice with enough salad and salad cream, fried plantain. Like there are some mornings I would crave this and just eating the crackers or whatever snack I have around me. We're not doing it. They were not filling up my cravings. I actually had pretty supportive people around me. Then I had gone back to River State, right? For I think for a month or two, I've just gone back to River State to recover and feel love again. So as of then, I'd call my sister's boyfriend. I would explain to him how I was feeling. He's still a really nice person. I explained to him how I was feeling. He would ask what I wanted. I would tell him he'll go get it. Ufako. He'll go get me Ufako and anything that I'd wanted. Times too, I'd crave fried rice and just those kind of things. And I'll call my friend Idara, God bless her soul. I'll call Idara and Idara would get me fried rice. Then my friend again, Maggie, I would call Maggie. Okay, I'll go to Maggie's house. Maggie will prepare very oil rice and fish. It's the way she used to cook it that time. Ah, even when I go back home, I'll just be like, I want to eat Maggie's rice. I want to eat. Like, I ate it until I threw it up. I just like when I start craving something, I eat it, I eat it until my system gets tired of it somehow and I throw it up and then I just forget about it. I was obsessed with bones, the rib cages, the bones generally. I'll just buy briskets or bones with some meat around it. Then I'll cook it with a lot of pepper. I just want to be chewing the bone or sucking on them or just, I just loved it so much I could not explain. I also loved eating ice. I loved eating ice so much that one man was always sending them to me. We put pure water in the fridge and they get frozen and everything. He just packs them in nylon and then give it to my sister and they bring it for me. Mind you, mind you, people didn't know I was pregnant as at then. But yeah, my close friends and my sisters knew. But everyone else didn't know. And then I loved pepper. Hmm, fresh pepper. I chop fresh pepper and I sprinkle on my food. Nobody cooks for me if you're not putting enough pepper. And that is one thing that made me like so crazy about Maggie's. native rice. She added the amount of pepper that I needed. I was eating pepper like something was wrong somewhere. Then I had to register with the General Hospital in River State for the time that I was there. Registered, and for me to be able to keep food down, I went in every 2 to 3 days, and they would administer this injection to me that would help me keep food down. Because if you see me, I was a walking skeleton. I needed food. I can't always be on IV fluids. I needed real food. I wanted to eat, but I just couldn't eat because nothing was staying down. It was so hard and so tough and so frustrating. But yeah, on the fourth month, I started getting myself threw up until the seventh month, but it reduced at the fourth month. I could throw up once in 3 days or just once in a week. But my cravings were coming, and I had to be helping myself out some days. And I practically turned to a chef during my pregnancy days because I would just be in bed. What I want to eat would just come to me like a flash. Go and prepare ofe nsala with chicken and then pound yam or fufu and then eat it. Once it just comes to me like that, that is all I want to eat for that day. There's one morning I woke up and I thought about crabs and okra soup in a fisherman kind of way. I went to the market that day. I went to Motion Market with big belly. Oh, I didn't care. And I loved going to the market myself because I wanted everything fresh. Just the chala green. Getting vegetables, it must be very, very fresh. Tomatoes, it must be very, very red. Like I wanted everything fresh in pregnancy. So yes, I prefer going to the market myself because if someone had gone to the market for me and brought back something that I didn't like or wasn't fresh, I would be angry at them. I know that they might even feel bad for helping me out, so I would just keep everything inside. I was not happy with their buy, but I wouldn't be able to express it to them so as to not to hurt their feelings. So to avoid all of that, also dramatical. To avoid all of that, I'd rather just, go by myself. If, for example, one day I'd ask my friend, when you're coming back from this place, please buy me this particular egusi soup. Please buy it for me. So she had said yes, and because she had told me yes, I just cancelled eating every other thing in the house. So all my focus was on that egusi. She's bringing egusi for me. She's bringing egusi for me. I told her this at about 12. I was very hungry. I was already shaking because I was eating like, you know how you eat when you're pregnant. So every 2 hours, I'm eating something. So I was very hungry. Imagine not eating from 12 until 6. This girl had not come with my egusi soup. I was thinking, where's my egusi soup? I would call her, her phone was switched off. And we were supposed to meet up somewhere to go to church together. I waited until it was time for church, 6:30, I think. And then I just saw her text. I'm sorry I couldn't come again. Or just come down to where we are supposed to meet to go to church. I had so and so and so on my phone went off. I couldn't text you. That's what she said. And I just I just read the text and I didn't respond because I was so mad. I'd even cried. I'd even cried. My other friend, she said, why are you crying? I said, because I said to so and so person to get me a goosey soup since her phone has been turned off. If she's not buying, why did she tell me? Why did she tell me? No, I was so dramatic, but I didn't know. I felt this was normal something, and then Ashade laughed and she said that it was my pregnancy that was making me act out. But I said no, this was not pregnancy something. This is how I'm feeling. I didn't believe that. I just felt my feelings were valid. She broke my heart, and I was not happy with her. So Shade prepared. What did she cook that day? Was it spaghetti? She added enough pepper and then she made me eat it. I think I was eating it, but there was no joy in my heart. There was no single joy in my heart. Fast forward to when we went to church. Oh, we met on the spot where we usually meet to get on the church bus and head to church. So these people selling grapes on the road, these red grapes, they passed and I bought it. I watched it. My friend was talking to me. I wasn't responding to her. Just bought my grapes with my big belly or all the shakara. I bought my grapes, washed it though. I started eating it. She begged. I didn't give her. Oh God, she begged me. I didn't give her. And I told her that I'm not giving you. She was like, are you angry? Angry. I was boiling. The thing was in my mind till the next day. Egusi soup. And until I ate that egusi soup was when I could forgive her and just let everything go. This was in my seventh month, seventh month, because my belly was already protruding. I didn't have big belly until the last second week of the 8 months, going 9 months. I could wear big clothes and nobody would know I was pregnant. I even had one policeman that was checking me when I went to withdraw money at the ATM. I was like, I was 7 months, 7 months gone. I just put on one of my ashawo gown like that, not body hug, like free ashawo gown, stop just above my knee, and he went to withdraw money. And this man was following me from ATM stand outside the bank. I was not like, why is this man disturbing me? With my big nose and everything, why is this man disturbing me? And I was so upset. It was hot. I just wanted to get back inside. And he was calling me. I just did my, oh, God, can't you see? Can't you? He said, oh. Then he turned. Said, so, I'm so sorry, ma. I'm so sorry, ma. I went back into the bank. I hissed and like, you're sorry for yourself. She can't even do anything to me. Now she knew I was pregnant. I turned and I walked back home. And the kind of confidence I had then, or audacity to, I could just snap at every little thing, and that was not usually me. And I didn't even care about if you were older or not. I could snap at every little inconvenience and every little unwanted advice. I just wanted everybody, strangers, no strangers, I just wanted everybody to mind their business. Don't talk to me. Don't give me advice if I didn't ask you for it. And I just felt like they were pitying me or something. I didn't want that from anybody, especially strangers. So whenever I went to the market and some women were like giving me advice, I would so I would be so upset. I just wanted them to leave me alone. My face would tell you that I wasn't welcoming the advice. And Nigerians, especially Nigerian women, they have this knack for giving unwanted advice, to be honest. I mean, you don't know me. I didn't come to you and tell you that I was suffering from anything. Why are you giving me unsolicited advice? So yes, I usually just take it out on them and be like, please, can you leave me alone? Can you stop talking to me? And be, sorry you, sorry you. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Sorry for yourself too. I wasn't angry. In fact, I was always laughing, but I get angry when people try to pity me. I think towards my seventh, 8th month, I started feeling this overwhelming darkness. This time around, all of my friends had traveled to their various homes for holidays, and I started having these feelings. I started hearing these voices, and I started feeling, I started feeling a shadow come over me. Let me explain this. These voices, it came at exactly 8 p.m. at night. I would be in bed watching something funny on the internet or just trying to drift into sleep, and I would just start hearing whispers. Call your family, call your family, call your sisters, call your brothers, tell them goodbye, call your dad, tell him goodbye, call your friends back home, tell them goodbye because you're not coming out of this. Start hearing clear whispers, and I don't know if these voices were female or male voices, but I heard them clearly. When they start saying this to me, I believed them. This is not a cooked up story. This actually happened. I would start hearing them whispering in my ear, call this person. And sometimes they'll go as far as mentioning names. Call this person, tell them goodbye because you're not getting out of this. And these words would sink into my mind and I would believe them and I'll start crying. And sometimes I'll call my sister and I'll just talk to her. I wouldn't say goodbye, but I'll just talk to her and, hang up. And I feel like, okay, I've made one call. Then I'll just call somebody, anybody. I'll just call anybody and, I'll be dropping hints. I started believing these voices. So every day I would be crying. I would lock myself up inside and I would be crying, thinking these were my last days on earth and I believed everything. And I was so scared, so alone. I didn't even know who to open up to because I just felt like nobody was going to believe me. So it went on for, I think, a month or so. And I just gathered courage one day. My friend Charity had called me and I explained to her, see what I was feeling. This is what I've been hearing. I explained everything to her and Charity gave me a portion of the Bible to read and pray with. And then she told me if the voices came again, that I should speak with authority at them and ask them to leave me alone. At that point, I was grasping at everything, anything that I can, because I didn't want to die. I wanted to stay alive. So I did as Charity said. I waited that afternoon or evening after Charity and I spoke. I waited until evening of that day, 7, 8. I didn't hear this voice. I think it came later at night, around 10, 9, 10. I started hearing. They started talking slowly. That's how they start. Started talking and the repetition started coming. Call this person, you're not going to get out of this, call this person. Till today, I don't know if it was my mind playing tricks or things like that actually do happen. If you have ever experienced something like this during your pregnancy, please share with us or drop a comment in the comment section. Picked up my Bible and I read this portion of the Bible out loud with tears. I was crying, I was reading, I was trying to read, and when it was too much and no longer able to bear, I screamed, leave me alone. I don't want to scream here. I screamed, leave me alone. Stop talking to me. And then I quoted the the verse of the Bible that I just read. I can't even remember it. I told them to leave me alone, stop talking to me, I am not going to die. Like I had rebuked the voice with tears, anger, and faith that yes, I was talking to something because yes, I was hearing something. So yes, I was talking to something. By the time I was done praying, everywhere went silent. I am not kidding. I thought I was mad, but if not for the fact that Charity actually believed me and when I was talking to her, she didn't judge me, I would think that I was running mad. I kept on listening for them to come back. I waited. I slept very late that night because I was just waiting for them to come back. They didn't come back. I slept off. I didn't know when I slept off. The next day, I waited until 8 p.m. again. They didn't come. Thursday, they didn't come. So I called Charity, I think on the fourth day, and I let her know that. And I let her know all that had happened and that I wasn't hearing the voices anymore. And she said, okay, I should just keep praying. When I said during my pregnancy, it was me and God. I ain't kidding. I had people, but I had nobody. It was like, yes, I had people who supported me in their own ways, but the real journey was for me and me alone, me and the little one inside me and God. So it was just the three of us intertwined and we were just doing it. So moving on to after birth, 2 months after birth, felt more alone than I had felt before I had given birth. I was stuck with the baby and the journey started to look unending to me. And I kept panicking. What would I do with this baby? For how long am I going to be carrying him, breastfeeding him, and just stay in one place and taking care of him? My friends were going out. I was just cooped up in the room, attending to a baby. I think all of that started to have an after effect on my mind, and I started feeling resentment towards my baby. Some nights when he'll keep me up and he'll just be playing innocently. He'll be playing and all I want to do is sleep, and I'll be so mad at him, and I start thinking of ways to hurt my baby, because then we were upstairs and I started thinking maybe I should just throw him downstairs, or use one of the pillows and just, oh my god. I would think this through the night, and then I'll wake up in the morning. When I was feeling better, I would apologize to him for ever having such thoughts. I would just be crying and apologizing to him, and you know, this again, I couldn't explain to anybody. I had nobody I was talking to about it. I just felt nobody would understand me, or they would think that I was crazy or I was a bad mother. So I don't even know when this feeling stopped. I think towards 5, 6 months, the feeling started going away. Somehow, some way, I would just hold myself back, and I started going to church more often. I didn't even wait until it was 3 months and I started going back to church. Church just gave me a different kind of peace. And whenever I went to church, I felt love surrounded by people, and they were just like giving saying words of encouragement to me, helping me out with KG, and just trying to make me feel like I wasn't alone. They would even go as far as getting me foodstuffs so I'll be able to eat and breastfeed. They knew that's the name of my church then. So now that I'm back in Lagos, I'm planning to revisit one of these Sundays. I would visit. They helped me out in different kind of ways that I know that it is only God that can repay them. And it was later, years later, that I found out that what I was going through was postpartum depression. I really cannot tell if the first one was also depression, but I knew for a fact that this second one after birth was postpartum depression. So after birth, I started focusing all my energy on my son. I started focusing on his health. I focused on his clothes, his body lotion. I was so intentional about what he ate. He didn't fall sick. I was so careful with him. All my money, everything I was doing was just on him. I didn't save for myself. I didn't even think about my health. I didn't think about myself. All I just wanted to was for my baby to be okay. I was practically wearing rags because I just wanted my baby to be good. I always enjoyed buying him stuff, getting him new clothes when I have just three pairs of jeans and two tops that was just reshuffling like that. I felt very accomplished when we went out and people were complimenting on how healthy he was looking, how clean, and how his skin was just like honey. All of those things used to give me one kind of joy, and I didn't care how I looked like. And I wasn't even talking to anybody. I wasn't even planning to like talk to anybody. I still had trauma from what I just came out from. Not that taking care of yourself has everything to do with men, right? But I just felt like, well, I ain't impressing myself. I'm not impressing anybody. So, and I actually do not want any man talking to me. So I really do not care how I must look to the outside world. So that was my that was my mindset then. 3, 4 years later, yeah, about when he was 3 or 4, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at what I was wearing. I remembered how it was before I'd given birth. Told myself, Cassie, this is not you. This is not how you used to be. You fashionista, you that can't do without clothes. Like, fine girl, your life has not ended though. Like, why are you looking like this? Why are you looking like shadow of yourself? I didn't even take pictures anymore. Whatever money I was making for my business was just for my son alone. I wasn't even buying as little as body lotion or perfume. I was just there. I wasn't feeling like a girl anymore. So yes, when I went back to the mirror and evaluated myself, it was all about being me again, and not for the purpose of even trying to attract men. Just I didn't like what I was seeing. And that is when I decided that, okay, time to step up. So that began the journey of my self discovery, discovering myself, my identity, my mind. You know, I read books and I invested in some clothes and body lotion. That's why I started doing skincare again. And I started loving my skin again. Mind you, while doing this, I was still taking care of my son. So we just started growing up together. He's got his own set of skincare for kids. I got my own set of skincare. We would take time. I would take time showering him, letting the skincare sink in. I would take time showering myself. We were just living in the moment, and everything was just so sweet. Everything was just so sweet. And that was when I started asking myself, what were the things we were passionate about before? Do them, reach for them. To be honest, I'd forgotten about everything that I'd always wanted to be growing up. I just didn't think about it again. I just killed that part of my mind. I used to be somebody who pursued academics. I wanted to go outside the country to study. I've, and I killed that part of me somehow. So I started rethinking, taking steps back and, replanning and thinking of the way that I want my life to be going forward. The discovery has been so great and so smooth, though it's coming on slowly, but we surely get there. So finding confidence as a solo parent, I don't think I have ever been ashamed of my child. While I was pregnant, there are times where I would feel embarrassed. I would attract stares. I told you guys I was pretty small, though my age wasn't as I was 21, but I looked 16. So if I didn't tell people that I was actually over 20, they wouldn't believe those. Just think that this small girl. Even up to date, when we are going for AJ's national ID card, I had by chance met my secondary school teacher, one of my secondary school teacher, and she was like, "Is this your son?" I said yes. And some other ladies sitting at the back at one corner they said, it's good to have them young. And I looked at them and said, who is young? Don't let her. And the women over there exclaimed, they're like, ah, 30. You don't look 30. I get that a lot. So while I was 21, I actually looked 16. So that I derailed a bit. I'm sorry. So actually, that made me feel a little bit shy. I was the smallest in my antenatal. Though there is this girl I was older than, she was I think 19, but she was so big and I envied her because I wanted to be big. So at least people wouldn't look down on me. I hate pity. I don't engage in self pity and I do not welcome when people pity or look down on me. I just feel like, why are you pitying me? I can't take it. So yes, I'm always trying to avoid the situation where people will look at me with pity. I want a big body, so when people look at me, they know that, oh, I'm not a child. It's not that I was ashamed of my child, but I was struggling because of my small body, if that makes any sense. I think the confidence has always been there about my child. I always take pride in showing him off. Like when I go, I just want to go out with him like my handbag, and people see and compliment. Those compliments they give me ginger, they give me morale. That is it for my story on my pregnancy journey and my postpartum depression, and the first one that I do not know what to term it. But I just want to say that in every situation that you find yourself in your life, hold God, because even the humans that come into your life at that time to help and render you support, they were sent by God. So just hold God, even in your lowest, in your highest, in your happiest. Hold God. I can't emphasize on holding God enough. When friends abandon you, when just hold God. His mercy is limitless. Just call on Him. He's ready to answer. Like, do you know, while I was pregnant, every prayer that I made kept getting answered like. To a point where I started thinking, asking myself, is this magic, or was this going to even happen like the next day? And I really didn't have to pray. Maybe it was already destined to happen the next day. And I was just worried yesterday and I prayed about it at night and I woke up to this thing just happening. Even the things that I worried about while I was pregnant. See, today, I just sit down and I think through my journey, and somehow, those things that I worried about, I overcame them. It is not magic. And I just realized that God has always been holding my hand. It is just that it took me some time to actually put one and one together to make them two, right? But God has always been there. Pregnancy is not something that you go through without holding on to something that you believe in. I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in God. It is not once, it is not twice that He had shown up to me when I needed Him most. So why would I constantly think it's a coincidence? Nothing coincidental about it. It is God showing up. So I have to give Him thanks. I have to acknowledge Him for the things He has done for me and for the things He will keep doing for me and for the things He is doing. So you guys, you can officially call this a testimony. I'm always willing to share the story to whoever is willing to listen because I know what I saw. I know what I went through. I know how hard and difficult it was, but yet I was able to overcome. Thank you for staying put up until this point. I really appreciate you. Please drop a comment on what you think about this video. Love hearing from you guys, to be honest. So do drop a comment about what you think about this video. If I should share more of these videos because I actually have so much to talk about. Do have a nice day and until we meet again, bye.